Hello, my name is Briege and I've been asked to say a few words about my experience in living through the pandemic with my mental health condition. So as I say, I'm Briege. I'm also a peer trainer with Recovery College, and that means that I talk about my lived experience with another health professional to members of the public and anyone who has an interest in mental health issues. Bipolar disorder is a condition I have lived with for many years now, and have learned a lot about my own condition and have learned about the important things that I have to do to ensure my wellness. And it's not always easy to remember everything and to put things into practice. And sometimes I'll have a blip or a downtime when I least expect it. But I've also learned what things to avoid and how to look after myself. So I'm going to share that more with you today. So to maintain my own mental health wellness during this particular time, important factors are firstly routine. So I get up at the same time every morning. I have the same morning ritual, which is washing, breakfast, tidying the kitchen, having my breakfast, and making sure that I take my medication. Then the next thing, weather permitting, of course, is I try to get outside either for a half an hour walk. And again, I take the same route every time, and it's out in the country. So it's lovely and quiet and no one else to disturb me. And yeah, nice to be in nature. Or I could maybe spend a bit of time in the garden, doing a bit of weeding now that it's got warmer, planting things. Or one day I spent 3 hours taking ivy off a tree because it was totally destroying the tree. So that was quite challenging, but anyway, I did it. So the third point that I'm going to talk about is creativity. And this is particularly something, I suppose, that I'm very much into because I'm a creative person myself. And I enjoy anything artistic or creative. So when this pandemic first started, I took into the bedroom, and myself and my husband painted the whole bedroom white and put on some different bedding and just changed the look of the bedroom so that it would be a nice, refreshing, fresh place to stay, to sleep. Painting also comes into my daily activities every day now. I'll do a bit of abstract painting with acrylics, or a bit of printmaking, or a bit of drawing, just to really experiment and practice. And then I get quite excited if it turns out well, and if it doesn't, usually there's something to learn from it. I also really like watching painting demonstrations on YouTube, and I would never have done this before. I wouldn't have the time to have done this, but now there is more time because my work commitments have reduced. So I do spend time watching other artists and looking at their techniques and learning about abstract painting, acrylics and oils. I then was encouraged to start an online drawing course. And again, this was something very new. I'd never done this before, but have found that I really enjoy it. Again, learn a lot and have taken quite a few risks with new things in that respect. Another risky thing for me was taking time to cook something different. So I have been doing that just maybe once or twice a week, getting the right vegetables and meat or whatever in, and I have so far done 2 or 3 different types of soups. I have tried successfully with a Thai curry, and I have tried unsuccessfully with a paella type thing with fish and seafood, which really didn't work. The 7th thing on my list here is connection, and it's connecting with people that I care about. And although this COVID-19 means that we have to maintain social distancing, and I adhere to that, I will contact people that I care about or want to communicate with, either by telephone, which I'm really enjoying, the chats on the telephone, or by text. And just recently I have started sending some cards to particularly older people that I know who aren't getting out, and just thought a wee nice card which I would make myself, with some of my art, and just put a little thoughtful message, or just a hello to them, and it makes me feel good too. Another thing is that I spent a bit of my day looking over old photographs on my phone and selecting ones of family gatherings and friend gatherings when we were all together, reminding myself that this is ahead and I'll come back, and sometimes sharing these with other people, and then online we'll have a bit of a chat about, oh, you remember this, and this was a good event, or whatever. Another thing that I do is always have a good book at hand. And I do find that particularly when I'm in the depressive stage of bipolar disorder, once I've come out of the initial, maybe first week where I'm not doing very much at all, the first thing I can do is get back into my reading. And even if I only read a chapter a day or a page a day, that's fine. But I find it's a great distraction to have something to read. And as my concentration gets better, then I'll move maybe to getting a newspaper, and then maybe I'll move again on to doing a small crossword that might be easy, not too hard, until I'm back on my feet again. But it's all progression, and it's all slow enough. And the final point here is go to bed at the same time each night. And I am doing this, and it really seems to be working, because I'm having great night sleeps, lots of dreams. And actually the best sleeps I've been having for ages, and maybe the painting of the bedroom and all of that helps as well. I also use a diffuser, which is the best thing I've ever invested in, using some essential oils. I have it burning during the day. There's no, you just plug it in with water and essential oils, and it means the room has a lovely, relaxing, peaceful smell when you're coming to bed. And that seems to work really well for me. But ultimately, I would say that I am more kind to myself during this time. It's a difficult period for everyone, and it's important to realise that we're not going to get it right all the time. We might have days when we're down, but what I'm realising is this is not a bipolar down. It's not part of that condition. It's just that, it's very important for me to remember that this is just a normal reaction to a big change in the world, and for me to go on ahead with my routines and what I can do, but not be kind to myself. I love taking quiet time to do nothing, to just sit down and to think about whatever comes into my head, whatever it is. And I would really call this mindful meditation. And I have, for Christmas, I got an Alexa from my husband, and I find this is great because you can have mindful music on tap. You can have also really nice music just to listen to when you're doing a bit of housework. But I do find a quiet time to sit and let whatever float into my head and concentrate on my breathing really helps calm me down. Or if there's a little bit of anxiety floating about there, this helps. Selective TV, I think, is really important. I would have been prone, especially in the winter, to just fire on and watching whatever comes on TV. Now I'm much more selective. I've got Netflix, so we've got good films, and I do select documentaries and dramas, and I only come to watch those, and at other times I'm painting or doing something like that. And I only listen to the news once a day, usually in the evening. But the other important thing is to think about others who you're sharing your house with. I'm sharing with my husband, so particularly with television, he selects what he wants to watch. He'll do what he wants to do outside. I'll do what I want to do. And it's maintaining what we both are interested in, and then finding quality time to share things together. And usually in our case, that's food, and maybe watching a really good comedy or a drama or film or something. So really that's about it. And I hope what I've said has been of some use or interest to some of you. I wish you all well, and let's all stay well together. Think of ourselves, think of others, make the connection, and take time out for yourself. Bye.